Who drank coffee this morning? Yes, you and hundreds of millions of others like you around the world, which makes coffee arguably the most important discovery in the history of humankind. Today, coffee is the second largest traded commodity in the world, second only to crude oil. It's the second most popular drink in the world. Water's number one, and it's been credited with ushering in the Age of Enlightenment. Yet, 95% of the roasted coffee in the world is 100% old, stale, and dead. Coffee once roasted is a fresh, living food and loses its vitality and dies in about a week. And it doesn't matter if it's vacuum sealed, nitrogen flushed, any other fancy packaging process. Nothing can prevent its death. And storing it in the refrigerator or freezer does more harm than good. So there are varying legends on how coffee was first discovered. What we do know is that coffee's early uses held a mystical and spiritual importance among many cultures. Initially, coffee was prepared and consumed as part of religious ceremonies. Monks used it to stay awake at night during long periods of prayer and to attain higher states of consciousness. They were drinking coffee prepared like this. We've evolved from a handful of spiritual seekers consuming this beverage to today, where hundreds of millions of people, like yourselves, all around the world, drink coffee every morning. In our desire to make this special drink available to the masses, we sacrificed quality for quantity. It's my mission to recapture the mystical, powerful effects of fresh roasted coffee and make them available to the masses. These seeds are separated from the fruit. They're dried. Looks like this. Once they're properly dried, they can be stored for months, even years. But once roasted, they have a very short lifespan and need to be consumed within a week to obtain the maximum amount of potency and freshness from them. Roasted coffee is a fresh food and should be treated that way. Now, during the roasting process, there are over 1,500 chemical reactions that take place. Let's just think about that for a minute. We don't have a minute. Let's think about that for 10 seconds. 1,500 different chemical reactions. The seeds are completely transformed from their dried, green, inert state to their alive, fresh roasted state, where they can be assimilated by our bodies. The seeds have become, in this process, a pharmacological resource that can benefit our human brains and bodies in ways we have not even begun to discover. Folks, technology for roasting coffee is pretty simple. You just need heat. Tin roasting pan. 75 cents. Indigenous coffee cultures around the world, they roast their coffee like this. Their focus is on freshness and immediate consumption. Commercial coffee cultures roast their coffee like this. Their focus is on marketing, packaging, and shelf life. One produces coffee that is alive, vital, potent. The other produces coffee that sits on the shelf for weeks and months and is old, stale, and dead. After the coffee is roasted and cooled, it goes through a period that it needs to settle. So it takes a while for the beans to settle, even though they've been cooled. But this time period is several hours. Not days, not weeks, like some of the mass coffee producers claim. My own tests have determined a peak potency time for espresso of 11 hours after roasting and a maximum freshness cutoff date of 7 days after roasting. Let's take a look at some recent studies that have come out about the benefits of coffee, which there are many. Let's not. These studies, what are they studying? They're studying old, dead, stale coffee, or people who drink old, stale, dead coffee. I have not seen a single study that has used coffee within a few days of roasting, let alone its peak time of within 24 hours. I can tell you from my own experience and how it feels in my body and tests I've done for myself, there are so many more health benefits that have not even been discovered yet, not even touched. Yet, these reports are showing that coffee has a lot of health benefits. It's the number one source of antioxidants in the U.S. diet. A study just came out in the last week that showed that people who drank coffee tended to live longer. There is a lot more to discover about coffee, even though it's been around for so long. I have been on a 10-year quest for the perfect cup of coffee. Didn't even know what that tasted like because I never had it before. I just knew somehow it was out there. I tried everything. In the beginning, I focused my efforts on upgrading my coffee-making equipment, thinking that was the answer. After several years, not much progress, and acquiring an Italian espresso machine and a burr grinder, didn't know what else to try. It didn't even occur to me that the roasted coffee I was using made a difference, because everything I tried in its vacuum-sealed, space-age packaging all tasted the same. It was consistent. Now I know it was consistently old, stale, and dead, but at the time I didn't know it. Then one day, some friends gave me a gift. It looked like this. They said it was fresh roasted coffee that they roasted at home in their hot air popcorn popper. I had no idea what they were talking about at the time. But the next morning I decided, tried everything else, I'll give it a try. As soon as I took that first sip, I knew immediately this was what I had been searching for. For a revolution and a reinvention of the way we grow, process, and prepare our food. Nature has given us the gift of superfoods that not only sustain our life, but enhance and energize the life force within us so that we can operate efficiently, effectively, and powerfully. Fresh roasted organic Arabica coffee enhances my ability to focus my thoughts and attention to create and manifest my dreams. I believe it is a powerful superfood when consumed fresh that can help humankind do the same. But please, don't take my word for it. Don't listen to what any experts are saying. You must try it out for yourself, come to your own conclusions. Now is the time to wake up and smell the fresh roasted coffee. Thank you.